Now at 5:30 on WKYT this morning, there's been a deadly shooting in Lexington. We're live at the scene with the latest.
And we're following up on a scary situation that happened at the Cincinnati Zoo. We know that a child is okay after falling into a gorilla exhibit.
And it's Memorial Day, and we're looking ahead to a special ceremony at Camp Nelson to honor fallen soldiers. That's ahead on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Thanks for tuning in on this Memorial Day. I'm Michelle Chamberlain.
And I'm Meredith Jones in for Bill Bryant. We're wishing you here a happy Memorial Day. And if you're looking to get outside, well, I think it's going to be pretty good out there.
Yeah, Jim's telling us if we go to the pool, we'd probably be able to stay in the pool, right, Jim?
For most of the day, that's right. We do have a few little pockets of maybe a stray shower or thunderstorm later today. We do have a little bit of activity dying out right now across parts of Kentucky. It's in position across eastern Kentucky and southern Kentucky, right along I-75 from essentially just south of London all the way down to the Kentucky-Tennessee state line. So we'll watch that rain eventually die out here over the next little bit. Right now running in the mid-60s and upper 60s across most of Kentucky, 67 in Lexington. That's with a little bit of muggy air. But as they mentioned, pool forecast for you today, you likely get a good chance to get out there with a very small chance of rain. Highs around 85 degrees. Now we're going to keep the humidity down just a little bit, but it'll start to increase as we head toward the middle of the week. I'll break all of that down coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Jim. Now moving on to breaking news. Part of I-64 in Lexington is shut down as police investigate a crash.
All eastbound lanes are closed right now near the Fayette-Clark County line. You're looking at a live look at the scene. We don't have any information right now, but we are making calls and talking to police on scene. We will keep you updated throughout the morning. Well, Lexington police are working to identify a young man who was shot overnight.
It happened about midnight at the intersection of Cambridge and Village Drives. WKYT's Victor Puente joins us live with more on the details of the shooting. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning. A victim was brought here to UK Hospital where police say he died. Now they're trying to figure out who he is and who shot him. They tell us they got the call just after midnight after shots were heard on Cambridge Drive. They say when they arrived at the intersection of Cambridge and Village Drives, they found a young man lying in a parking lot with a gunshot wound. They say no one else was around him and paramedics brought him to the hospital where he died. Police were at the scene for hours collecting evidence. They tell us the biggest thing they don't know yet is who the victim is. They say he didn't have any ID on him when police found him. They say he's a black man in his late 20s or early 30s. They also don't have much information on the person who shot him. They believe that person drove an SUV from the scene, but they tell us they don't have a license plate or description of that vehicle. Live in Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Thank you, Victor. Well, another overnight shooting is also a mystery for police this morning. They were investigating at Pine Brook Apartments off of Tates Creek Road. Police say the victim may have been a passenger in a car that was found there. The victim showed up at Central Baptist Hospital, and that's when police found out about the shooting. He's now at UK Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
This morning, one man is still in the hospital after police say he was shot outside of a Lexington bar. It happened early Sunday morning in the parking lot outside of Saddle Ridge Bar over on South Broadway. Now, we've talked to police several times, and they're not releasing many details on what happened. Here's what we do know. Police tell us the man was shot in the head. At last check, that man is still at UK Hospital in critical condition. Police have not released his name, and we spoke with a person who is close friends with the victim. They did not want to go on camera, but they did tell us that man was trying to break up a fight when he was shot. Police could not give us a description of the shooter, but they do know that person fled the scene in a white Chevy Malibu.
The 4-year-old boy who fell into a gorilla enclosure at the Cincinnati Zoo has been released from the hospital. The 4-year-old's mother tried to keep the boy calm Saturday while the 400-pound gorilla stood over him and dragged him around the moat. That incident ended with zoo workers killing the gorilla, sparking debate across social media about why they didn't tranquilize it. Zoo officials stand by their decision, saying it was the safest option for the boy.
The reason that tranquilizing was not chosen is in an agitated situation, which the male was, it may take quite a while for a tranquilizer to take effect. But certainly at the instant he would be hit, he would have a dramatic response. You don't hit it and he falls over. I mean, it would take a few minutes. The child wasn't under attack, but all sorts of things could happen in a situation like that. So he certainly was at risk.
The family put out a written statement thanking the workers for their quick action. They said they understood it was a tough decision.
This morning, a hiker is recovering after a snake bite he got bit by a snake while at the Red River Gorge over the weekend. Now, the Wolfe County Search and Rescue Team says the hiker was bitten by a juvenile northern copperhead in the Rockbridge area. Crews say the hiker was able to walk out of the area. He was taken to UK Hospital to be treated. Officials say if you see a snake, it's best to leave it alone.
If you leave the snake alone, the snake is going to leave you alone. A lot of bites occur because people are trying to catch or kill the snake. And once you're in contact with them, then you're within striking distance. If you stay back and don't get close to them, then they're certainly not going to chase you or come after you, and they can't reach you even if they are scared.
Now, Wiley says no one in Kentucky has died from a copperhead snake bite. She says most people recover from snake bites in the United States. Some people in Clark County could not stay in their apartment last night because it was damaged in a fire. The Winchester fire chief there tells us the fire started in a bottom apartment early yesterday morning at the Grandview Apartments on Oxford Drive. The fire was contained to that unit. Now, a bedroom in that apartment suffered extensive damage. No one was injured, and firefighters are still trying to figure out what started the fire.
A man faces charges this morning in connection with a home invasion in southern Kentucky. Deputies say Gregory McGuire stopped at a home on Chestnut Grove Road in Broadhead asking about a Bud Light on the property. They tell us McGuire tried to force his way into the home but was stopped when a woman inside the home hit him with a guitar. They say McGuire was still at the house when deputies arrived. They believe he was under the influence. He has been booked into the Rockcastle County Jail. A Lexington author and Huffington Post contributor has passed away unexpectedly. Dawn McNay's daughter posted on Facebook yesterday afternoon that her father died early in the morning. He was 57. McNay owned a company that specializes in helping people who get big payouts from insurance settlement or maybe a lottery win manage and conserve their money. Funeral arrangements are still pending.
It's been nearly 6 months since an Eastern Kentucky man disappeared. William Scotty Fanning went missing in December. Family members say the last time anyone saw him was walking down the street near his home in Martin County. His family hasn't given up searching for him, but instead of searching yesterday, they were celebrating Fanning's 38th birthday. His family threw a party for him, even though he wasn't there.
Scotty loved banana pudding, so I'm still going to make it this year because we all just shared it. And, you know, even though he's not here to have it, he will probably still get a bowl put back.
Investigators and family members have been searching the hills in Martin County for months looking for Fanning. The Martin County Sheriff says they are still receiving tips, but they have no new leads. The family is offering a $5,000 reward to anyone with information that leads them to Fanning.
A Morehead State University police officer injured in a crash last week is making great strides in his recovery. Police say Sergeant Anthony Dalton had just finished his shift and was heading home when his motorcycle crashed. They say he was thrown off the motorcycle and suffered serious head injuries despite wearing a helmet. Dalton is still at UK Hospital this morning. His sister says Dalton's feeding tubes and some wires have been removed. They say he's also been talking more. Well, not everyone got the holiday weekend off. Some presidential candidates went to work. Both Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders both campaigned yesterday, a week before a number of states hold their primaries. Trump was in Washington, D.C., speaking at the annual Rolling Thunder event. Thousands of motorcyclists took part in the ride around the Washington Mall, honoring members of the military who are missing in action and prisoners of war.
When you think of the great General Patton and all of our great generals, they're spinning in their graves when they watch We Can't Beat ISIS. We're going to beat ISIS.
Now, on the Democratic side, Bernie Sanders appeared on Face the Nation, where he discussed a proposed debate with Trump.
And I think the American people should be very concerned about somebody who keeps changing his mind, not only on this debate, but on virtually every issue he's been asked about.
Hillary Clinton did not make any stops. Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell will make an appearance this morning on CBS this morning. He will go over his view of Congress and the voters. You can see that around 8:30 right here on WKYT.
So it is Memorial Day, and today is about more than just barbecues and beach trips when we remember those who have died serving our country.
Today at Camp Nelson National Cemetery, they'll hold a special observance for the holiday. WKYT's Mike Byer is live looking ahead to that ceremony. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. Later this morning, many people will be packed around this flagpole behind me here at Camp Nelson National Cemetery to honor those who paid the ultimate sacrifice. This is a spot where a special Memorial Day program will be held later this morning at 11. This year's keynote speaker will be Heather French Henry, who is the Deputy Commissioner of Veterans Affairs. Also taking place at 11 this morning will be a Memorial Day ceremony at the Lexington Cemetery. Former Lexington Chief of Police Anthony Beatty will be the keynote speaker there. Now, the public is encouraged to attend either of these programs. For those coming to the cemetery here at Camp Nelson, overflow parking will be at Camp Nelson Heritage Park, and a shuttle will take you here to the cemetery. So before you head over to that family gathering today, remember the reason why you're able to do that, and on the way, maybe stop at one of these programs to pay tribute to these men and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice to allow us to have a better life. Live in Camp Nelson National Cemetery, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Thank you so much, Mike. In Madison County, a group is making sure fallen soldiers are recognized on this holiday. At the Richmond Cemetery, a ceremony was dedicated to remembering those killed in the American Civil War, whether they were fighting for the Confederacy or the Union. Part of the Battle of Richmond was fought on the very ground where the service was held. This holiday is a special one to the group putting on that ceremony.
All right, well, it's 5:41. It's time to check in with our live drive traffic this morning.
Yeah, and this morning we've been telling you about a crash where part of I-64 in Lexington is shut down. All eastbound lanes are closed at this moment. Now that's near the Fayette-Clark County lines, and we are just getting word that the coroner is on the scene. So we are live on that scene this morning, and we'll keep you updated throughout the morning here on WKYT.
Well, there's still a lot more to come this morning.
Some soggy Memorial Day weekend weather must have pushed people to the movie theater, or they just wanted to see the new X-Men movie. That and more coming up on your Eye on Entertainment.
And we'll likely track at least a few showers and thunderstorms out there today, but most of us will stay on the dry side. I'll break it all down coming up.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
It's all quiet here in Lexington now, but just a few hours ago we had some showers and thunderstorms passing at least through the general area. And you can see that as we look toward the downtown area, we are in pretty good shape. Now in eastern Kentucky, tracking a few showers out there though. Right now in Lexington, we're at 67 degrees. Feels like temperature, of course, at 67. Look at the humidity, 87%. That's where you start a morning out, though, especially when you're getting into this time of year during the months of May, June, July. A little more humidity in the air makes it feel a little more uncomfortable. We look area-wide, though, and you're going to find some cooler spots showing up. You go all the way down into Middlesboro, 61. Compare that to even London at 65. So we're all over the place, all over the 60s at least here this morning. And then you can see all around us, even some 50s showing up just up the road, tracking a little bit of rain. And that's what I mean, just a little bit of rain now holding on across parts of eastern Kentucky and southern Kentucky. We get into the London-Corbin areas here, and you can find some light rain now falling. Most of the heavier stuff, at least in Laurel County, trying to sweep on through, going toward the folks there in Clay County. We look to the south around Corbin. Got some heavier rain that will also stretch close to the Kentucky-Tennessee state line. Little pockets, won't last forever. It's all light now across Booneville, and you can see even some of that stretching over to Perry County. Very light along the Mountain Parkway between Campton and Salyersville as well. Here we go with our temperature map again. We're at 64 degrees in Mount Sterling, as we didn't mention them earlier, so we'll mention them this time around. Otherwise, let's go check and see what's going on in the atmosphere. We've got a frontal boundary that's going to drop in, or it's actually dropping in right now, but as it does, we will trigger a stray shower or thunderstorm even a little bit later on today. You notice a very quick shot of an isolated chance for a shower or storm. Most of us are dry today, so that's a positive spin on your forecast for today. Once that front makes a transition back to a warm front, we'll see it lift toward the north, and when we get a little more juice in the atmosphere, a little more humid on Tuesday, it'll enhance our chances of an isolated shower or thunderstorm again. But behind that front, we've got another one. This one has a little more strength with it, and when it starts to move toward us, it's going to increase the chances of showers and storms area-wide going into your Wednesday and especially into your Thursday, because this part of it will actually arrive, and that's going to be the better concentration of showers and thunderstorms that we run into. It also shakes things up temperature-wise once it clears the area. So out ahead of it, a good chance of scattered showers and storms, a little more organization associated with the ones that we track through Missouri, into Illinois, and also Indiana. Let's take a look at those chances in our 7-day forecast here for you, because we certainly have them. There you see showers and storms each and every single day here. Today, tomorrow, not washouts. Wednesday has a little more potential, and then we'll get into Thursday where we'll keep those storm chances around more widespread. But the end result puts us back in the 70s for daytime highs, and that might be, the upper 70s might be a little optimistic there. It might even drop a little bit cooler than that, depending on the way it all kind of plays out here. So the point is today and into tomorrow, you can enjoy the outdoors.
Relax and enjoy the weather, right?
I'll take it. Compared to what we've had, you know, the last couple days, I'll take it, no problem.
Absolutely. So do what you can today. Yep.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Okay.
A special tribute to honor our veterans this Memorial Day, and mutants come out at the box office.
Marley Hall has your eye on entertainment.
I saw the end of the world.
X-Men Apocalypse won the Memorial Day weekend box office. The highly anticipated summer blockbuster racked up $65 million in ticket sales.
This cannot be good.
Disney's latest release, Alice Through the Looking Glass, debuted in a disappointing second place with $28 million. Angry Birds dropped to third. Andy Samberg plays Connor for real, the biggest star in the world, in pop star Never Stop, Never Stopping. Samberg says the movie's concept was simple.
We were trying to think of a way to do a movie that we could incorporate our songs into.
Pop star Never Stop, Never Stopping opens nationwide Friday.
The man inside, he cried the day they brought me home.
And red, white, and blue were on full display this weekend at the National Memorial Concert honoring our nation's troops and veterans in Washington, D.C. The Beach Boys, Catherine McPhee, and American Idol Trent Harmon performed for the huge crowd. That's your eye on entertainment. Marley Hall, CBS News, New York.
Coming up, you'll get the stories making news at this hour.
Plus, a look at any traffic impacts. We have that today. Good morning and happy Memorial Day. It is 5:53.
Let's take a look at some of the stories we're working on this morning.
Police are working to identify a young man who died overnight in a shooting. Now, it happened about midnight at the intersection of Cambridge and Village Drives. Police found the man lying in a parking lot. He was taken to UK Hospital where he later died. Police don't have many details about the shooter at this time.
Today at Camp Nelson National Cemetery, they'll hold a special observance for Memorial Day. They'll honor those who paid the ultimate sacrifice while serving our country. The program will start at 11 o'clock around the flagpole at the cemetery. The Deputy Commissioner of the VA here in Kentucky, Heather French Henry, will speak at that ceremony. The country's midsection could be in for another severe weather day. That tops your national headlines this morning.
That's right. Forecasters predict thunderstorms with large hail, damaging winds, and possible tornadoes. At least 6 people died in flash floods in Texas over the weekend. Along the East Coast, Tropical Depression Bonnie continues to bring rain and wind to North and South Carolina.
Police are still investigating a shooting rampage in Houston that left 1 man dead and injured several others in a neighborhood, including 2 police officers. Police say a man opened fire at an auto detail shop and then on passengers and cars driving by, as well as police cars and a police helicopter. A SWAT officer killed the suspect an hour after the shooting began.
Across the country on this Memorial Day, American flags are flying over the grave markers of servicemen and women who made the ultimate sacrifice. Later today, President Obama will lay a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington National Cemetery.
In health news, patients undergoing eye surgery are much less anxious when they hear relaxing music just before the procedure.
That's according to French researchers. Now, they found patients who listened to instrumental music needed significantly less sedation and reported higher satisfaction afterwards. Very interesting. Well, a new study suggests breast cancer patients need fewer painkillers after surgery if their anesthesia is opiate-free. Doctors in Belgium tracked mastectomies and lumpectomies patients. They found the non-opiate anesthesia group required less medication for pain.
So let's get a check this hour. Today's traffic trouble spots with live drive traffic.
That's right. We want you to be aware of a crash that has part of I-64 in Lexington shut down. All eastbound lanes are closed right now near the Fayette-Clark County line.
Police are investigating that crash, and we do know that the coroner is on the scene right now. We'll keep it up to date for you here on WKYT throughout the morning as we continue to bring you updates on this crash. And we'll also let you know when the interstate will reopen.
All right, let's go ahead and get another check on your morning forecast from Jim.
All right, guys, we are going to be tracking some showers, maybe an isolated thunder shower later today. Right now, what we have is just a little bit of activity showing up to our south, close to London, Corbin area. That's the last little bit of rain that we have, at least more impressive rain. As we look at our hour-by-hour run, we take you through the daytime hours today. We probably get into the mid-80s for daytime highs. And if you notice, we're not tracking any rain here. The model not picking up on much of it here in Lexington today. So very small rain chances expected out there. Go through the evening and overnight. You can see temperatures staying steady in the 60s, close to 70 in some cases. As we get into your Tuesday, again, daytime highs jump right back into the low and mid-80s with humidity levels going up just a little bit as we turn the corner and head into your Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening. We appreciate you being along with us right here on WKYT this morning. We've got more coming up.